So beginning sector 7 now, and we're going to get a bit of a relaxation time here, a chance to catch our breath, compose ourselves. We're about halfway through the lap now, so you're doing great by this point. And again, take a breath, relax. We're going to be flat out here to start this section. There's a lot of turns involved, but you're not really going to have to lift or brake or anything for quite a while. So this is a good time to sort of compose yourself, just keeping a nice neutral track position here and just winding our way up the hill. Something that's important because it is quite steep uphill. You're going to just be mindful of your RPM range. There's a temptation to shift too early as you would in a somewhat flat course, but keeping in mind that shifting up a gear may actually lose you speed by going too low in the RPM range. So I like to hold on to a gear as long as possible here because the incline is actually increasing. So just be mindful of that. Just keep an eye on your speed and your RPM range. So we're coming into a right-hander here that can on occasion give a car trouble. I've seen it before, not that last one, but this one right here. It's a right into a left. For the most part, most cars will be fine with this, but just be mindful that right about now is where you might need to lift to set up for this left-hander here. I've seen people carry too much speed here and end up in the grass on the left there, but this corner coming up here, this left-hander, this is where it really gets difficult. So you can see me braking hard there, and some cars on occasion you can just get away with a lift or even flat out, but for the most part every car will have to just tap the brakes there, shift the traction to the front and get us around that left-hander, and then we're back on the power, still going uphill. And then basically a similar situation to that left-hander we just passed is this right-hander here. This one is a little bit more difficult because it's slightly more blind, but a little lift there might help things. I don't think you should need to tap, but again, just being mindful of our entry speed into that right-hander. It's fast, but it's probably not quite flat out. And then we're braking hard here into a hairpin. This corner of any corner on Nordschleife just seems to go on and on forever and ever. So just be mindful of your speed. Again, I keep hammering on this, but slow in, fast out. So take a lot out of your speed, and you can see me modulating the throttle as this corner just goes on and on and on and on. But finally, a late apex there to exit, and we're done that corner. So flat out and coming into one of the most famous corners in the world. Just up ahead of us is the carousel. So somewhere around this writing, I usually, the bolded white lettering on the track there I use as a braking reference point, and then we're going to drop in. Now there is a track around the outside. You can see it off to my right there. You can take that way if you want while you're learning. I think you should have some fun and jump into the carousel here. I like to keep two wheels on the flat part on the left, and then of course using the banking on the right. That's how I make it around. But if you're having too much trouble with this, you can use the course on the outside there, and that'll pretty much wrap things up here for sector 7 as we go into another quite difficult sector. So hopefully that was a little bit of relaxation for you to end sector 7.